In this tutorial, we are going to troubleshoot our pod in case you're experiencing any issue in your environment. In our initial tutorial, I showed you how you could create a simple pod. Let's first of all check the pod that we created. This is a very simple pod, and sometimes in an actual environment you're experiencing any issue. So to try to understand what the issue is, you need to check the configuration of your pod in order to identify where the issue is. So I'm going to show you a couple of commands that you could use in such situation. One of the commands I'm going to show you is kubectl describe pod. So the name of our pod is web pod, as we saw earlier. This very command is very useful when you are troubleshooting your pod and you want to see the summary of the pod in a human readable way. Here you could see the name of the pod, you could see when it was created, you could see the container information and so forth. Here you can see like last state, it was terminated, the exit code. All of these piece of information would help you to kind of find out exactly what the issue was. One of the most important places to look would be events. Here it says none, which is not a problem when it says none. What it means is that something probably happened before, but it has refreshed. So the status of the pod is the pod is healthy. So there is nothing to see here. Sometimes from here, at this very under events, you are going to find some errors, for example, which will point you to the reason why you are experiencing issue with your pod. So this is a very basic, one of the basic commands that you could use when you are troubleshooting your pod. We are going to use our second command, which is to when you want to view the definition of your the pod configuration in YAML format. So sometimes you want to view the metadata, the spec, the status of your pod. The command is actually very simple. It will be kubectl get pod. Then the name of the pod that you want to view, then -o, then YAML. This very command is useful like when you want to see the information, like the container statuses, for example, you can find here, you can find the name of the image. Basically, you can find all the information about your pod here. As you can see the status, what happened with the pod and at what time. Let's see. Here you can see the metadata of the pod that we created, the name, the spec, DNS policy, and so forth. This very command is very useful when you want to view the exact container configuration, the environment variables, the volumes, the security context, and so forth. It is very useful when you kind of want to inspect or compare the configuration or to debug configuration issues. That's the command that you need. Our third command is the one that you use. It's similar to the one we just tried now, but this is to display the information in JSON format. So it kind of displays the information in a machine readable way. If you want to automate, for example, or write some script related to your pod, this is the best command to use. Like I said, it's similar to what we used earlier, but in this case, we are going to use JSON. It's going to display the information in JSON format. So when you compare this to what was displayed when we use the YAML command, you are going to find that the output is actually the same. Just that, like I said here, it is displayed in a JSON format. Very useful for automation. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Whenever you want to troubleshoot your pod, just try to apply these very commands, and it's going to be very useful. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Can I ask you to watch the next video in order to see other commands that you could use when working with pods? Please subscribe to my channel, like, and share. Thank you.